It's just one of those necessary evils, if you would even want to call it that. There's no other way to do it. It's either you remain soft in whatever aspects, or you fucking put your head in the dirt and move. This isn't weird world. Anyone that knows me, anyone that knows me knows. Get me.
There'd be wild stats to be going on. That's a wild stat.
Yeah, 1989, that's 30.
Yeah, god damn. Yeah, what the hell? Wait a minute. So wait. Yes, that's what's being said. So we're about to experience the coldest winter that we've ever experienced.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they said. It's gonna be the coldest winter since 1989.
Yeah, we about to. When you see them history books, we used to see like they show us like, oh, blizzard, that shit. Yeah, that's about to be us.
Damn.
The coldest that we've ever experienced.
Damn.
Niggas will have about 5 feet of snow out there.
That's what I'm saying. That's weird.
So if it's not, all right, we're here in Virginia. So Boston, there's some places.
Yeah.
Boston's gonna be crazy. So there's gonna be some places in Canada that are gonna be crazy.
Buffalo got hit with like
man.
feet of snow one Sunday.
Wait.
Niggas that live out in fucking Alaska.
So do you even go outside? Do you even go outside for that?
Bro, yeah, those are different.
Safe?
Those are different types of people, though. But you have to. I mean, they work their whole lives around it. Like their whole lives are formed around the snow.
Yeah.
Chicago when it snows.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, like Illinois and shit. Like those places, like they don't even like stop. Like
You don't stop things. You keep going.
it's just. And I heard the snow is different too. It's not like our snow because when it's really cold, the snow is like real fluffy. So it's easy to get out the way. Here, our shit gets like packed down.
Oh yeah, and then and then the ice is over. Yeah,
that's why our shit fucked up. Yeah, and then people here don't know how to drive in the snow. I don't know what it is.
Well, I mean, again, if you don't go through it often, like we don't go through it often,
but it should still be like a requirement. Like
a lot of things should be requirements.
Yeah,
but they're just not.
Like it should just be a known fact. You're not supposed to slam on your brakes. And like that should be part of like the driving. The driving.
Well, that is in driving school.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely supposed to know that you're not supposed to slam on your brakes.
Remember that?
Whether you're we went through that before.
Yeah.
And we're talking about whether it's ice or it's water, because I mean that's hydroplaning is the same thing.
And you're supposed to just let go of the wheel when the hydroplanes.
People are not good at driving cars. Like not really. But that's why Elon is in everyone else. That's why it's going into automated cars.
They want let's let the computer take over all these decisions that need to be made. Let's have a supercomputer just make these decisions for you.
Because emotions are not going to be evoked when the machines are doing it. People get really upset on the roads and they like try to make a point. Yeah, they want you to know that they know.
Yeah, I can do this. Watch this.
Or that you cut them off or you did. We talked about this the other day. Like whatever it is, like they, them emotions get in the way, and people go far.
Yeah,
people go far. It's weird. Like that dude that was standing out in the middle of the road. When I was driving that time, I talked about it on the pod. Like I was driving behind, I was driving in front of him, but he was just on my ass, and it was early as hell in the morning. So I just pulled over and let him go ahead. I guess he was upset, or whoever it was upset that I decided to pull over, and let them go. As to why they were upset, I don't know, but they were upset, and then I continued driving.
He was way out in front of you,
and took a left, and I was taking a right. And by the time I had taken that right, something told me to just look off to my left.
Oh, he was behind you. That's right.
And that person was just to the left,
waiting,
just out of the car, just a dark silhouette, just in the fog, just waiting for me in the middle of the road.
He's playing a dangerous game.
That's a very dangerous game.
He's playing a dangerous. Like if you're gonna like try to invoke like fear in somebody, you don't do it by getting out and going, I'm putting my body against your car.
Well, I also don't know, because it looked like that person could have been brandishing a weapon.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm not quite certain exactly what it was, because then that person could have just shot through my windshield.
And see, and somebody like me, I'm thinking that anyway. So, nigga, I'm running you the fuck over. Like, bruh, what?
Hitting a human being is crazy.
If he's in the
That's so crazy.
If he's in the middle of the street, I'm thinking, okay, he thinks he can whatever I'm about to do. He thinks he can beat that, so he's probably shoot me. Oh, I gotta duck. I gotta just speed into this nigga.
Just duck and speed.
Yeah, I got crack him like boom, like. But like, cause if he's that crazy, like
you gotta. Yeah. We talked about this before. Like when someone tries to have a crazy off, you have to immediately, beat them in crazy.
And this is funny because remember when I texted you last week and I
said you had a crazy story?
That ties right into what the fuck, bro. Oh, dog.
Okay, all right. What? All right.
It's gonna be hard for the people just listening because of the hand motions and shit.
Oh, just go ahead.
So we went out to DC for a little lunch in the city.
Okay.
All right. Look nice. You know how I do about the restaurant.
Yeah.
But I didn't go super nice because I don't like the weird.
Oh
the
yeah.
Weird feeling of like they can't talk to you.
Yeah.
So I went like just nice enough.
Okay.
Great
White
food.
tablecloths.
Yeah, all that.
Okay.
Great food, all that. So we get in there, and it's 1:30 in the afternoon, and they sit Danielle at the window, and she sits with her back to the window, and I'm sitting facing the window. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care where I'm sitting. I'm just like, all right, people are gonna be walking by. It's whatever. But then, like the first 15 minutes, a good old fashioned DC scoundrel, bruh, big underbite fields, big bulging eyes, walk straight to the window, look dead at me, and was just like. We're just making like the gun, shooting the gun.
A gun squeezing, squeezing the trigger motion.
I'm just looking right at him like not saying nothing, right?
Come on.
And then he's still looking at me, and then he starts doing this. Like making like a
smoking gesture.
So I'm like, what? Like I don't have anything.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and then he just started walking off. And as he started walking off, he just looked at me the whole time, like. As he was walking away, and I'm just looking at him like, "Yo, am I getting ready to have to fight this nigga?" Like it was like it went primal. It just went.
Your mind went straight.
It went straight primal. I was just thinking all the calculations had been made,
right?
And I was just like, "This nigga's not coming in this restaurant."
Right? Yeah.
Like this nigga's not coming in here. And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, I know the people around me are looking at him, looking at me. We looking at each other like we know each other.
Right.
Like I'm looking dead at this nigga like I know him and he knows me the way he's looking at me. And I'm just like, if that nigga turns towards that door, like he's not I'm gonna have to make this quick. I'm gonna have to make this as quick as possible, but this nigga's not coming in this restaurant. Like, I don't know what he got on him, but like, bro. And then
I'm gonna have to make this as quick as possible.
I was like, I'm gonna have to just make this shit like I gotta end this quick. Right. And then,
all right, go ahead. Go ahead.
But then, like, as soon as he disappeared from my sight, I was just like, bruh, like, what is wrong with DC? Like, this is why I don't be coming out here.
I mean, it's
not because I know that's
not just DC.
It's not because it's not that I know that it's a possibility.
Yeah,
it's just how quickly I am ready to. I gotta finish that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's sort of like what you said last time you were on here, where you were like, I'm not going to war.
Exactly.
But if war comes to me, like, what am I gonna do? I have to.
I gotta go fight.
And from what I understand from like mixed martial artists, is the longer the fight goes, the worse the probabilities are for you.
You gotta just terminate.
You
terminate the.
You want to neutralize the target.
That's what I meant. You gotta neutralize.
You terminate, eliminate, eradicate. No, you want to neutralize the target.
You gotta get it over with
as quickly as possible. So what are when you say the calculations have been being made? What does neutralization look like to you,
bro?
Because you're extreme, so I feel like neutralization is eradication,
right? Like I was going to go out there and I was going to get my hands on that thing and just slam this shit out of him. like slam these shit out, like head smacking the ground, like
slamming. Yeah, yes.
Because I'm thinking he's probably going. I'm thinking fiend knife, like he's probably. So I just gotta get to him and just like I can't just be out here.
No, you don't. Yeah, no. Striking is not what you want to do. You don't want to just go toe to toe with someone in the street for a long period of time.
The quickest thing for me is just use strength.
I think slamming is a good thing. I think if you know how to, choking someone out is probably a good thing to do.
Just get them out of here quick.
Possibly. Now we're talking about like technical stuff. Like if you know how to break a limb really fast, that's probably a good thing to do. Like if you can grab a hold of like a wrist,
you just gotta neutralize
like a hand or wrist and squeeze that wrist back. Yeah, like trust me, because when you do something like that, whatever the person's plan was before,
done.
it'll change.
It's like, oh, like
People don't understand, like,
and I could see that in his eyes because, like, I saw like the fiend brain thinking at first. Like I could tell that he wasn't really like
he wasn't really right. Like,
but then as the more I looked at him, he like got right, and he was like, like right as he disappeared, he kind of like snapped like, oh, well, I need to go. Because like I think he realized like
well, some people they don't know because we know eye contact will show a lot of who someone is. It'll show you.
Yeah.
It'll shed a lot of light on the situation at hand.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people aren't ready for that. So they'll think like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come and show my eyes, and then you looking straight back at me like, oh, okay, maybe it's
like,
not him.
He was like,
maybe this isn't the one. I'll go try it on the next one.
He disappeared. Right, and as soon as he disappeared, I was just like, damn, I was like in my head like that was quick. Like I was really ready. I was like, that was quick. Because I'm thinking he's gonna walk in here. He's gonna like I don't know. I don't know what he's getting ready to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what options are getting ready to come in his brain, but it's getting ready to look crazy in here. So I need to keep him from coming inside of this establishment. I got to meet him in that corridor at least.
Oh man, go meet him in the corridor. Yeah. That's a fact. That's a super fact. Yeah, I've actually done that before. Now that you say that, I was definitely out years ago, and I was in the car with a friend, and Jessica was actually throwing this huge, I don't know if this is when I was dating her or not. I think probably, but she was throwing this huge like stargazing party. And we went out to this big ass field out in Noakesville. Yeah, it was cool. It was like, no, it wasn't just stargazing. There was a meteor shower.
Oh, toward meteor shower, probably around
something like that. Yeah,
November.
It was something like that.
Yep.
So she threw this big party, and there were going to be a bunch of people going out there, and they were bringing a bunch of thermoses of coffee and food and donuts and stuff like that, and people were throwing out pallets, and it was going to be that type of thing. And we drove out there, and I think I brought Keon with me, and it was Keon and I in a car, and we were the first two people to get there in my car, and we were just sitting out on some fucking dirt road next to a big ass field, nothing else going on. And this car just slowly pulled up, but like stayed maybe like 20 feet behind us and parked behind us. And as you're talking about, the story that you just told probably happened in how much time?
Bro, it was probably like 15 seconds.
Exactly. This shit happens so fast because it has to.
But the thinking, I probably had like 5 minutes of thinking that went on in that.
Right. That's instinct because you have to.
Right.
And so this car parked 20 feet behind us, and the door opened up. And without really thinking too much about what it was I was going to do, again, it seemed like the calculations happened really fast. Yeah. I just opened up the door, got out of the car, and started walking towards them.
Right.
Because in my mind, what it was I'm not going to allow this person to get out of their car and get up to the car.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get up and meet him.
I gotta. Yeah.
I'm gonna go meet him, and like that's just what happened. And I just got out of my car and started walking over towards them. And I mean, of course, it was someone else that was supposed to be there at the party, and I didn't know who that person was yet. So we ended up meeting.
You were just like,
but before they were just like, "Oh, hey, one of Jessica's friends or something." Like they made they wanted to make sure that to let me know that they were friendly.
Yeah,
you know. And I was like, "Oh yeah, hey, what's going on?" You know, but
that instinct,
you got to. Sometimes you just have to. You got to kick it into that gear immediately. It's not even have to. It's going to happen.
Yeah, you got to plan that it's getting ready to happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's one of the things I was talking about. Like if I were to go out and be marching, like I know how I'm going to react to something wild. Like, I know. So I was like, I'm not even going to get out there.
Yeah, no,
because the chances are just way too high.
Yeah, you don't need to put yourself in a stressful environment.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to go out there.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do that. Yeah, that's a lot of people's issues, putting themselves. Well, no, I mean, like you want. I think that I've been having tons of this conversation with the lady this past few days. Actually, is stressful situations can be really good.
Yeah,
but it's like
challenging trips.
But yeah, exactly. But to put yourself in a unnecessarily dangerous one.
Different.
Yeah, that's different.
Like when people like,
because then someone gets hurt.
I need my gun tonight. It's like,
like
I'm not going nowhere where I feel like.
So then you go out and you end up hurting someone, or they end up hurting you, and that didn't need to happen.
Right.
So sometimes you bring it to you, and that's unnecessary. Like you said, you go out and you bring a gun. For instance, if I was someone that did walk around with a gun and felt like I needed to be Captain America and save the world,
right?
I was walking through Giant the other day, and I was on my way out.
They had that thing.
Well, but it wasn't unconcealed. There was a dude walking in, and he seemed like a younger guy, maybe like 21, something like that. But he had a hoodie on, and he had it low, and he had one hand in his hoodie pocket, and like the other one was swinging, and it seemed like he had some weight in the hoodie pocket, not like it was just resting, like there was some weight. And I was just like, ew, like I'm getting.
And you thinking?
I was like, if I
supermarkets been getting popped up.
I'm like, if I hear that this store gets shot up, I know exactly who did it. Like it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. So I was walking right past him on the way out. But
I'm out of here.
But if I was someone that carried a gun and again felt like it was my duty to be a patriot,
you might have been like, hey,
and neutralize the target. Hey, what you doing? Exactly. And then maybe depending upon how neurotic I am, how anxious I am, I fuck around, or how excited I am in general, I fuck around and pull a gun out on someone that I don't need to pull a gun out on.
But there are like a lot of people who I know personally who are the kind of people who you would be okay with walk around carrying it just because of the state of the world. And I know that they're not the type to like overhype a situation that's not even existed yet.
Yeah, but those are few. Those are highly trained.
Yeah, you're right.
They're like highly trained in different ways.
Yeah,
they're highly trained with a gun. And there might also be highly trained in combat, in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, and they're probably also mentally evolved.
Yeah.
And have like mental fortitude and like they don't just, again, they're not neurotic. They're not just
pop like they're not jittered.
You're not like startling them.
They're not jittered like
by just movements, by like regular human movements. So there's certain people I trust to have guns around, and then there's so many people that just
like,
don't.
Oh, man.
That you just don't. And when you just think about all of the gun violence in America, we've talked about this off the pod, you and I, and mostly through text message. But man, you fucking look around at people and you see the amount of distress that they're going through just on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't matter if you're at a grocery store or you're just on the road or you're at your job, whatever it is, you're going to come into contact with so many people that are stressed the fuck out, or they're super anxious or depressed, angry, whatever. But yet we all have the right to go get a gun. Mm-hmm. Fuck that. So again, I don't think it's simply a gun problem. I think there's a root problem that people are overlooking.
Same with substances.
Substance
abuse.
It's a root problem. And people don't get to that root problem. But the root problem is, why are so many people depressed? Why are so many people anxious and angry, frustrated, neurotic? You know what I mean? Chemically imbalanced.
Right.
So
like with drunk driving and stuff, like you don't really see people like saying you need to ban out the alcohol.
Yeah.
There's a root problem behind the alcohol that's causing these people to drink. Because if it wasn't alcohol, it'd be something else.
Yeah, America must be so wild to so many other places.
Bruh,
it just must seem like the wild, wild west.
We know, not even the wild. We look like the wild, wild middle school. like, bruh.
But if you just, I mean, when you watch those old Westerns and you think about God, just fucking gunslingers, you just ride into towns. People are in fucking saloons. They're drinking. It's also a brothel. So they're mad chicks walking around. There's sex being had, unprotected. And it's like, if you spill this drink on me, we're walking outside, we're taking 10 steps, and someone's going to die.
Line up and shoot each other.
Someone's gonna die.
They ain't even like they literally shot the ones.
And
like they were really shooting the ones.
And then someone else is gonna walk back in the bar and finish their drink.
And everybody's gonna be like, damn, old Barrel Bob got him. Like,
oh, Barrel Bob. And I feel like that's kind of the case today, like from another standpoint. It's like looking over at America, like, wow, these motherfuckers really just go outside and just start shooting.
And just do shit.
Just do shit.
Yeah.
Like whatever comes to their mind, whatever they feel like that day.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man.
But we also look like we don't listen. Like we're like badass kids. Like,
what do you mean by that? Who are we supposed to be listening to?
So everybody has a problem with whatever the rule is. No matter what the rule is, there's going to be a large group that's against it.
Yeah, I guess so.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like, I don't think everybody will all agree on one thing.
Oh, well, no. Well, no, that's not going to happen. But you think that that'll be the reason simply because people want to go against the grain?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you will have those people for sure. But then you will also just have people that don't understand why the standard is the standard. why the rule is the rule. Like, because there are plenty of things that I don't like agree with. You just like, why not? I'm not gonna go throw a grenade about it. But like
the Keon talked about, why is it still legal to fuck animals in certain states? Like, and you know how long it would take to get those laws overturned? Because you know it's gonna be motherfuckers out there like really saying
like, why? But why not though? Like, we should like. Okay, of course we shouldn't do it, but why should we have a law against it that we can't? If we,
it's going to happen. Because if not, why is it still a law? Like, why didn't?
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. Because it's a very few amount of states where there are laws against it. I forgot what it was. It's like 13 states. Yeah, like 13 out of the 50 where you can't. And maybe people would say, well, you can't in those because the other ones maybe they're not really thinking. Like, that's not a priority. Like, no one's thinking there is a animal fucking pandemic. We got to get this under control. You know what I mean? So they're just like, yeah, we don't really need to. There are other things we need to focus on as the side of getting a law.
But at the same time, that like once they realize that, like, okay, people might do this, it should have just been written up real quick and just like stamped. It should take like literally like 17 minutes. Like, just make that shit a law real quick. Like,
every single person in line of having to make a law, like, they should just send it down the line and just like everyone stamp and be like, okay, we got that.
Like, it shouldn't even be a debate. It shouldn't even be like a meeting about it. It should be an automatic, unanimous. Yeah, make that a law real quick. Like, because there's some weird people out here.
Oh, that's funny as hell. All right, so let's try to hold in on the level of comfort, because I do feel like I've talked about this book quite a bit and it's come up a lot.
I gotta run it. It's still on my list. I gotta run it.
Comfort Crisis.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Now you're a part of that book club.
Yep. I haven't made a single meeting. Literally every time there's a meeting, there's some legit shit that I'm up to, and I'm like, God damn it.
So you're just a part of a book club. So they've had 10 meetings. You've not been a part of one of them.
When I'm at the gym with them, we'll talk about the book real quick, but I haven't been able to hit the actual meeting, and I'm like, shit sucks.
And they're sitting around drinking mimosas, eating food, having a whole brunch, talking about a book.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like it's important because a lot of times I'll read some of the same books as other people.
Yeah.
And then I'll realize what I got from the book is so far from what they got from the book, or it just. And so you think that y'all are kind of on the same page because you read the same book, and it's like, oh shit, wasn't it crazy? It's like, yeah, that shit was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, oh. And then you continue on with life. But it's like, oh no, what I thought was crazy, you thought was mild, or you didn't even pay any attention to the thing that I thought was crazy. Like, so that's why book club is interesting and could be very necessary for a lot of people reading a lot of the same books. Comfort Crisis. We were talking about exercising the other day. And I just got done having a conversation with Duty about this. I'm going to try to do a better job now so I don't get yelled at by a listener. All right.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that people enough put themselves in good, stressful situations. So we're kind of going back to that a little bit.
Okay.
Again, the dangerous ones can be unnecessary. Duty and I were talking about people going up to huge ass mountains and trying to do handstands on the edge of cliffs and get photos and stuff like that. Like, so there's because to me, everything in the world is pretty much the same. There's a level to which certain human beings are willing to express themselves or go to try to figure out how far they can go. And some people go to very minimal lengths to try to figure out their potential. And some people are willing to go pretty far as like average human beings go. There's like, damn, like you did what race? Or you work out how many times a week?
And then there's the ones who just
go
to an extreme that's like, bruh.
Then there's certain people that just go to wild extremes. But either way, no matter which one of those you're doing, getting out of your comfort zone is the basis of it.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And then you grow, and then you have a new comfort zone, and then you have to get out of that one, and then you grow more, and then you have to get out of that one, and so on and so forth. I think people are so comfortable, and that book does a really, really good job at depicting exactly all the different ways that people are so comfortable, and you don't even realize it because it's all you've ever known.
Right.
It's sort of like how this year we just said we're about to experience the coldest winter since 1989. That means that for us, it'll be the coldest winter we've ever experienced.
Crazy.
That's going to be crazy for us.
Trash, yeah.
That's going to be crazy because I thought that I've experienced some cold.
Right.
So
It's probably like consecutive too. Like, it just don't get no warmer. You're just like, bruh.
yeah, for me, it's when the wind chill comes. Like I can, like the temperature drop, I can deal with, but once that wind starts blowing, it's like an 18 mile per hour wind, and it's 1 degree.
Like, you don't even want to look. You can't even really open your eyes.
It's just like a wind, like air full of razor blades, just like slowly cutting at your skin. It's crazy. And we got on like weight loss. The lady and I was talking about weight loss and like why people don't lose weight the way that they think they ought to. Now, I forget what the guy's name is in the book, but this guy, Michael Easter, talks to so many different professionals of so many different disciplines. And he finds this guy that like just works with weight loss for people. Mm-hmm. And I think he's dealt with a lot of people that come off the show like The Biggest Loser.
Okay.
So, or he's at least has like some really famous clients from that show that lose a bunch of weight there, but then they gain a bunch of weight as soon as the show's over. Like it doesn't stick. Mm-hmm. And trying to go over the reasons as to why that's the case and why people find it so difficult to lose weight. If you're like you don't know basics about calories and exercise, nutrition, like of course you won't lose weight. No. Like it's not going to happen.
You got the workouts in the kitchen. Like just as much as it is in the gym.
Well, it's more so in the kitchen because the working out aspect is supplementary.
Right.
That is because you have an Apple Watch. Do you track the calories that you lose on there or no? Do you not?
It's on there. I don't really.
You don't look at it really.
No. But I know it's not as accurate as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's
So it's just like
Do you count calories at all?
No.
Okay, you don't do any of that. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about because I've been looking at calories of stuff and it really is interesting to know how many calories are in things versus other things. So
I've paid attention to that.
So it's like for women roughly what's recommended is 2,000 calories a day and then men 2,500. That's like a rough estimate.
Okay.
And if you exercise hard,
you're burning what, like 1,000 at max?
Nigga, that's if you are one of you super CrossFit niggas.
Wait, no, not the workout itself. I'm talking about throughout the whole day.
Of just
surviving.
Of just living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole day.
I mean, you're getting up, you're walking around, you're moving.
You'll probably get like on a good workout, probably like 400.
Right.
On a great workout.
That's you know
Plus
what I mean?
The 600 from you walking around and throughout the day.
Yeah. Now, dude, he was doing wild shit like a summer or two ago when he was just out there. He was biking. He was out there in the fields doing field workouts. He was burning a ridiculous amount. Like he was burning like 2,200.
Yeah.
Because you guys can also share the calorie count through Apple.
Yeah.
It was crazy. He was burning like fucking 2,300. It's like, dude, what the fuck is going on? So he must have been eating a ton of food too. But either way, if you're not burning those types of calories,
it's acts.
But you're not worried about what you're eating.
Yeah, it's simple math.
And that's the thing that the guy in the book was talking about. He's like, I'm a numbers guy. Huh. This whole losing weight thing is not as mystic as people like to think. No. There are there's such a thing as biodiversity. So your body's going to be different than mine, and it's going to break down food and process food different than mine, and all that for sure. But ultimately, it is a numbers thing.
Still for your each individual body.
Yeah, still,
long as more is going out than it's coming in, you're losing weight.
That's really it. And so little things like I went to Kava today.
All right.
Nice Kava bowl. I love. You had Kava before?
Nope.
Not your thing? It's like a health.
It's not my thing. I just haven't been.
It's like a healthier Chipotle.
Right. That's what I've been told.
Right.
Mediterranean.
It's delicious. Yes. Okay. Peterborough. It's delicious. Those bowls on average are anywhere between 800 to like 1,000 calories.
That's a lot of calories.
It's a lot of calories. There's a lot of stuff in the bowl, right? But if you eat a meal a day, or you eat like a meal and some snacks in a day, you're not really doing too much. Mm-hmm. And if you go to the gym and you burn 300, 400 calories,
right?
Then you're back to fucking 800 calories or 400 calories or whatever the case is. You're drinking water Those are 0 calories.
Yeah.
So counting calories is interesting. I was looking at a fucking bag of peach rings.
No, it's probably like
So a serving is
1,500 calories when you add up all the servings.
All of them, yeah, 1,000%. Yeah, because the serving is 5 peach rings.
They're smart about that too.
Oh, very
They'll
smart.
put it up like serving size, real small.
Yeah.
And they'll put like calories 200. You'd be like, damn, it's only 200 calories, but a serving is like 2. You putting down 10 servings.
They're really good at that. They're really good
Like
at that.
noodles.
But like ramen noodles? Like,
Yeah, noodles.
What are those?
A serving size is half the noodles.
Half of the pack of noodles?
Yeah, that's
so stupid.
Right.
Like no one's eating
Nobody's
half.
opening up, cracking the nobody is doing that, but that's the serving.
Wow.
Smart.
That's so funny. A
crazy.
serving size.
It's half the block.
So it's like, so you giving me two again, America, our serving sizes like
Yeah.
they're ridiculous. Like our portions are absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Peach rings, 5 of them, 140. Or 140 calories.
Right.
So ultimately, eating 5 peach rings is like a 6.5 of the whole kava meal that I had.
Yeah, the whole bowl.
The whole bowl, which is a whole meal.
Crazy.
It's a 6 of that in calories. Eating 5 peach ring candies.
That's crazy. And it's all simple energy because calories just the amount of water it takes or energy it takes to burn.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a metric of energy. It's a metric of how we break down energy or whatever. But I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
I was telling the lady, I was like, 3 sangrias. They look real cute in that glass, but those are roughly anywhere between 250 to 300 calories. I looked it up.
So you get the beers.
You get 3 of those. That's almost
the beer.
1,000 calories.
Beers like
for like a bottle.
yeah.
How much is that?
I don't know it off my head, but I know them.
Shit. What's a beer that you used to drink that you used to like Corona? You like the Rona?
Yeah, I like the Ronas.
All right, let's see how much calories the Rona is. Corona beer calorie. This is about to be. All right. So, because then they had to bring the light ones too, of course. Yeah, so those are like 148.
Okay. Oh, the light ones? Okay.
Or no, I think just the regular ones are 148. But either way, but then I mean but this is light. Corona's a light beer, as opposed to a lot of other ones. But either way, if you go through like people drink a 6-pack, like people go through beer, liquor, but the cocktails be fucking people up because the cocktails got sugars and syrups and liquor.
But the kicker is once you're drunk, now you're snacking.
Oh,
that's the kicker. That's the kicker.
That's like smoking weed.
Yeah,
munchies are undefeated.
That's the kicker.
Oh,
you snacking on bullshit. End of the night drunk meal cookout.
Oh, you go to cookout, you get a big ass. How big were the milkshakes? Them milkshakes had to be like 16-ounce milkshake, maybe even larger. They were thick milkshakes. And
I'm sure you've made a milkshake from scratch before, right?
No, I've never made a milkshake.
Oh, for real?
No,
I've made some milkshakes from scratch just using a blender. Bro, it uses a lot of. It's just ice cream.
Yeah,
my nigga, like
it's just ice cream and ice.
Like, for like a you might use like a half a tub of ice cream.
Oh God, yeah, I guess so. To try to like distill it down into a drink form.
Yeah,
that's oh yeah. I was looking at Cold Stone stuff.
Oh yeah,
like Cold Stone for the most part, especially some people are just nasty. Like I would never go get cake batter ice cream. Like for me,
I would.
Oh, I can't do the super indulgent. Like I can't do that. Cake
Have you
batter. No, because I'm not saying that it doesn't taste good. Well, first of all, super overly sweet things to me are so unnecessary. I think it's crazy.
Well,
like if you go to Tropical Smoothie, people assume that you're getting healthy things because there are fucking trees involved in the sign, and it's like, oh, the smoothies is healthy.
On the name.
I used to work there. The amount of sugar thrown in there is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's so nasty how much sugar goes into each one of those things, and people don't know. But you drink it, and now I haven't gotten one with sugar in years. But sometimes they'll mess up my order and they'll give me one with sugar in it. And as soon as I taste it,
you're like, oh shit.
I'm like, oh hell no. Or I can't even taste the fruit or the vegetables. Like it's like, bro, this just is a sugar smoothie.
Yeah.
I can't, like, you guys, that's one time where I will ask the clerk to, like, bro, I can't. Like that's 24 ounces. I can't drink all that. Like there's no way I can drink all
You
that.
like feel it in your head,
I mean, it's just just the buzz.
like the sugar. Like,
Yes,
that's probably what it is. Because sugar is like addicting apparently.
of
So
course
if you
it is.
Cut that out and you go back to it. Like it's not gonna react the same.
Subway puts sugar in their breads.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure our bread is considered like cake in other countries, right?
Yes.
That's crazy. Our bread is cake. Yeah, our bread is cake. So we're making cake sandwiches.
So Cold Stone, the gotta have it's are like anywhere between 800 and 1,000 calories. The love it's are like 500 to 600, and then I think 300 to 400 for the little itty bitty ones, the like it. But either way, that's before you put on the fucking the toppings, the chocolate cone or the waffle cone, the sprinkles, the gummy bears, the chocolate, the fucking Reese's Pieces you're gonna throw in there, whatever it is. It gets crazy. And these are things I've been thinking about more because I'm working with someone that's trying to lose weight.
Okay.
And so they're trying to figure out like what it is they need to be doing. So we're just going by the numbers. At this point, it's like, listen, what you've been doing in the past isn't working. So now we're going by numbers. Like it's simple math. Trust me, it will work this way. But you are going to have to be more disciplined with not wasting your calories.
Right.
Calories aren't bad. It's not like calories aren't like an inherently bad thing. You need
calories.
energy.
Yeah, you're not gonna,
you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall the fuck out. Exactly.
I'll tell you what. I know for me, like when I decided, because I was like 205 in March. I was just trying to get strong.
Oh, okay.
Strong man. Right? But then I was like,
And how tall are you?
5'10".
5'10". That sounded like a lie. So you 5'9". 5'9". Okay.
It depends.
Okay. It depends.
Right?
Okay.
People be thinking I'm 6 feet with the afro. That was years ago.
Okay.
Right? But anyway, but then I was like doing pull-ups and like running. Like I wanted to be faster at those. So I was like, all right, I gotta lose weight. And I was like, oh, how far do I want to go down? Let's go to like 190 and see what happens. And I got down to 190 and it was just, everything was like world changing, running way faster, all that. But the way I did it was that I realized for me, myself, I like the feeling of feeling full. For some reason, like my body is just like, it wants to feel full. So I'll get full on bullshit. I just get full on water, get full on apples, get full on carrots.
Oh, well, I mean, that ain't bullshit, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, to my mind, instead of getting full on sandwiches, meat, bread, and shit.
It was. I was about to say, well, what's your downfall? Is it sandwiches?
Probably.
You just like sandwiches?
Bread. I fucking love bread. Bread is so good.
Really?
Just like any bread.
What
French bread, pretzel bread. Just bread. It's just, I don't know what it's cake. It's
really?
cake here.
You really like bread?
Good bread.
Huh?
Good bread. If you go to the restaurants, bring that bread out, bro. Run the bread. I'm with it.
It's so funny. So many people really I get pastries. Like I get it. Like I love donuts.
Yeah.
I love sweet pastries. Bread. I now eat like really, really fresh bread from a pastry kitchen from a French pastry chef.
Go crazy.
That works with me. So
break apart.
The bread it's crazy.
Yeah.
I never had bread like that before, so I never knew. But people just love whatever type of bread, like not even that type of bread.
Yeah, I'm not out here eating fucking what's that dumbass
croissants?
No, that's that regular sandwich bread that be
Wonder bread.
I'm not out here
that's
none of that.
crazy.
No, I'm not here. No,
isn't that like bleached or something? Like because there's no reason why why bread should look like Wonder Bread. Like that's not.
Bro, it don't.
That's not what bread looks like when you just make fresh bread. I've never seen bread look like
if
that.
I do make a sandwich, I'm using like slices of brioche bread.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brioche. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're talking about.
When I'm talking about bread, I'm talking about bread. Like,
I see what you're talking
real
about.
Bread.
Yeah. Bread. Yeah.
But yeah, so I realized that I was like, that's the only reason why I wasn't dropping weight fast, because what I was eating, and I was like, why? I was like, I can eat good, but then like, I still want to eat other shit. So I was like, all right, water, carrots. There's just like things that don't hold a lot of calories.
Yeah, carrots are small. Do you use any dips with carrots? Do you use like any?
There's been times I've done ranch, but
ranch might get you.
I can do straight carrots, like like it's pretzels.
Yeah, I don't know the calorie count on like hummus per square inch for like as opposed to like ranch or blue cheese or something like that. But some tells me it's probably lighter.
But I think for a lot of people, like that's why a lot of shit doesn't work. It's because they're changing how they're feeling and what they're doing at the same time.
They're changing how they're feeling. They're changing how they're feeling. How so? What do you mean?
Like, again, for me, if I felt full off of eating very, very low calorie things, I started to realize, like, I wasn't craving that thing. I was just getting full off of that thing.
Right. I understand what you're saying.
So now it's so easy for me to feel like I've eaten something, even though it's just an apple and some carrots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can,
damn.
Yeah, like full. Yeah,
Like,
I guess I completely understand what you're saying.
So it's like, damn, I feel the same fullness off of apple, carrots, and water that I did off a sandwich.
Right.
I'm like,
Yes.
And then I started crashing down weight.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
What the fuck?
People, it's mouth pleasure, man.
Yeah, instead of trying to count out the calories, like, because then in your head, you're like, I got this many left. It feels like it's too much, and then you might slip. And
then you get discouraged. Yeah. So just eat, have your calories, but just make them count. Yeah. That's what I was saying about the alcoholic drinks. Like, you're drinking all your calories. Like, if you have 3 drinks again that are fruity cocktails or some shit like that, that could easily be 1,000 calories.
That's quick.
That's 1,000 fucking calories right there.
A drink, so you feel like that's coming right out of you, but it's not.
It's not though.
It's not.
Yeah, it's like,
and then the kicker.
And then you start, you're gonna start snacking on fucking chips. You're gonna get some tempura shrimp. So that was one of the things for me when I told y'all about my fucking ass hurting because I was because I was in the cycling class. Yeah. Like I think it was my very first. It was like I think it was my first cycling class, and we were in there for an hour getting it. I'd never worked with that sort of intensity before. That's just funny. Like sweating just the whole fucking time, and there's no break. You're still moving, like it's active recovery. Like there is no stopping, and you're just fucking drenched, and you're just like, fuck it, just keep pedaling, get up, sit down, sit down.
Legs probably.
But your core too, because again they get you to stand up and then pedal for like 10, and then sit back down and then pedal, and then
start realizing your arms start to get a little. You're like, bro, everything kind of
is different, bro.
Like, what you about to say is funny.
But you just have to keep doing it. And then towards the end, when you're done and you're fucking in a pool of sweat and everyone's high-fiving each other, it's like, it's the best energy in the world when you know that because you do CrossFit. And you're just like, fuck it, like we all did this shit. We all did this shit. And I am going to get the book Tribe. It's Tribe or Tribal? Tribe. I'm going to get that book too. Because there is something about being in the fucking mud with someone else. Yeah, like
getting out the mud together.
It's different. We just
fucking suffered
together.
We all made it through.
Yes.
Goddamn, because I understand what you was just going through. We all understand that shit just sucked.
Yes.
And we're going to come back, do it again tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. And there is something about doing that. And we'll get back to this, but there's something about that is not built any other way.
No.
Like there's a certain resilience in bond with people through resilience that you can't have it. I was explaining the other day to Vaughn Marie, I was saying, yo, when I grew up playing sports, and so when you grew up playing sports, your coach might tell you, listen, I don't care about you bitching and moaning and crying. Get up. Matter of fact, the fact that you did that means you have to run more.
Everybody running.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Your parents are waiting for you in the parking lot an extra 15, 20 minutes. Like, you can tell them why you're late. You can tell them why they had to wait on you. I don't care. Get up, move, go. And that sort of discipline, that getting it out the mud, that you have to fucking work through this thing, build something that if you don't do that, I'm certain there are other ways. It doesn't have to be sports, but you do have to be challenged.
Yep.
And if you're not put in that uncomfortable situation enough, you're fucking soft. And you're going to remain soft as fuck. And so when real things in life come around, you're not going to be prepared for them.
100%. That's why I fuck with the CrossFit, because I like the fact that the coaches, they know what you can go through. Like they know you they know you.
Oh yeah.
So they'll know. They'll be like, "What are you doing? Let's go."
Like, you can't bullshit.
Ain't bull. They didn't watch you work out. They didn't watch. They know what the fuck you can do.
Yeah.
They're like, "Let's go." Like, let's go. Or when you work out with them too. Oh, it's on because and it brings that shit out of you, which I think goes back to probably like DNA, caveman, hunter gatherer days.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, let's go. We got to get this motherfucking elk.
That's a fact.
We got to go get this shit. We're not eating.
That's a fact.
It probably goes back to that.
And a lot of this goes back to this whole conversation we're having. I'll get back to the calories and the cycling in a second, but what people don't understand is they're like, okay, well, I'm fat now. Whatever they feel like I'm fat. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start working. And then they realize 3 months down the line why they haven't lost weight the way they want to. They're discouraged. We came from humans that didn't know when the next meal was coming. Now, most of us are privileged enough to know the food's going to come whenever the fuck we feel like it. It's on our phones. Like, nigga, I'll have somebody Uber Eats this shit. Like, they'll come to my crib.
Eating 3 times a day is like,
That is...
yeah. I mean, for me, because I know that there's people who might eat a little bit all day long, or
like grazing. Yeah, some people do that. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways.
But I'm talking about the full breakfast, the full lunch, like getting full multiple times a day
and snacking through that. But listen, man, obesity is an issue, and we know this. That's not something we got to shy away from. People are big as hell out here, and that's a fact. And a lot of it's most of it is about overeating.
It is.
It's just our portions are large as hell, and we eat for reasons that we don't know why. It's like you wake up in the morning, so it's breakfast time.
Yeah.
You don't think about whether you actually need to eat or not.
Right.
You just eat because it's breakfast, or you eat because it's lunch, you eat because it's dinner. You just eat because you're out with your friends, so you have a drink, or you eat it. You don't. These are all things that you're just programmed to be a part of. So you just fucking do the things. You don't ever think about why, if you ever need the things. And when it comes to needing the things, we've talked about this before. Your stomach growling is a false signal.
You're not hungry.
You're not. Your stomach's letting you know we've made room. You can bring some more to me, and of course, your body's going to tell you to bring you more because your body doesn't know that you live in America in 2023 almost, and that you can have whatever food you want. It's still working as a regular human body that says, "Hey." Store as much as you possibly can, like a fucking squirrel getting nuts during the fall time, so you can hibernate, so you have enough for when you don't have.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we have too much. So you eat, you store a bunch of fucking fat, and then unlike our ancestors that didn't know when the next meal was going to get, when the next people were going to bring the next fucking caribou or the next lion home or whatever the fuck they was out there hunting, fucking mammoths. We didn't know when that next meal was going to come. So we had some berries in the tuck that the gatherers were going and getting.
Yeah.
So we had that shit in the tuck. But those real meals, that could have been a week. It could have been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But you ate as much as you could then so you could store the fat so that when your body realized, oh shit, we're not eating today or tomorrow.
All right, we got something to work on.
We have something to work on. We can start eating away at scar tissue, because I learned that. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, your body starts to get away with things, or start doing away with things that it needs least, which is first is fat and scarred tissue. Your body is remarkable.
It's a machine.
It is remarkable.
Got a computer on top.
You get hot, you sweat, cool down. You get cold, you shiver and create heat. Like your body does what the fuck needs to happen. So when you're big and you have the fat to work with, you can go longer without eating, because your body will start to burn that. It will start to eat itself and use that for energy.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel good.
It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel comfortable. Hence the comfort crisis. Because you don't feel comfortable, you're unwilling to go through moments of discomfort long enough to make a real change in your life. Yeah. But a lot of times, that is actually all of the time, that is absolutely what is necessary to overcome and to achieve even greatness.
During workouts, I think we talked about it before, that like you can tell that there's like a certain time when your body's under stress, that workout good stress, where you want to shut down, but then if you work past that moment, it's almost like that shit was like a false alarm. Like, we got so much more we can go.
That is a fact.
Like, we call that, like, sometimes they call it pull that dog out. Like,
just
not give a fuck. I remember
sometimes it's called pull that dog out.
Me and Luck call it like I'm about to just go kill myself. Like,
I understand what you're saying.
There's been times where like I felt like I'm getting ready to pass out, but I'm like, fuck it, like somebody in here gonna save me.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I'm just like, I'm getting ready to drop, but they're gonna say, but then I'll work right past it. I'm like, damn, I had all this extra energy.
Didn't even know it. Yeah, but now I do.
Yeah, it's like something else. Remember, I used to say I go unconscious when I was like, something else.
You said you go into a dark place.
Yeah, and something else will just take over, and all that thinking that this shit was hard
Didn't you say Kobe Bryant used to say he would take himself to a certain place when he would play?
I know he talked about they like almost going in the zone. Like,
Oh yeah.
can't hear the crowd. Like, there's times when I'm working out, I can't hear the music.
Yeah.
I'm like zoned all the way into a different realm of brain where I'm just like, damn, this shit is not hard at all. Like,
Yeah.
And then I come back out of that, and it's like I don't fall collapse tired. But if I don't go to that zone, that's when I do get collapsing tired, falling out. Like, oh man, that shit was tough. But when I cross into that, like
that other realm,
it's almost like this is like just a dream. Like, this doesn't even feel real right now.
Yeah.
And it's like no pain, not tired. You can go forever, and then you come back out of it, and you're like, damn, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, like what? Yeah. What did I pull out of me?
Yeah.
Like, what did I tap into? yeah, that is weird.
Yeah.
It's like you can. I think about that. I think it's like he does talk about it. I just listened to his episode the other day. He's got a new one on the JRE.
That's the homie.
Oh,
Yeah, dog.
it's a good one.
Okay.
It's a good fucking. I mean,
Bet.
I loved it. I mean, just
Bet.
talk about the lengths that a person is willing to go to figure out what they're all about.
Right.
Oh,
I'm telling you, there's literally been times where I'm thinking, if I keep going, I could probably die. But you know what? I look around and I'm like, I'm pretty sure somebody here is gonna save me. So
yeah, and like, is that really gonna happen? It was like,
Right.
or like, am I being a bitch right now?
yeah. But then I'm thinking
Because like if I pass out, then I pass out. Like, it's not like like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I pass out because you're probably talking about something endurance wise.
Yeah.
Because you probably don't really feel that when you're just doing like small sets of heavy weight.
no. I'm talking about like a longer workout.
And that's the thing.
you're
Like,
breaking yourself
if
down.
you were to pass out, you're gonna go to sleep,
right.
and someone's gonna wake you up, and you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I passed out. And,
Like, there's even times when I switched what I was doing and went over to those gray mats because I was like, all right, if I'm gonna pass out, I'm gonna pass out right over here.
Yeah.
And I'll just work past it. Like, all right, I'm still moving. Fuck it. Like,
that is
that's where you build.
that's where you build.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, this is what I thought I could do.
Yeah.
And that's probably why coaches growing up like used to just tell you, like, if you say the word can't to me one more time, I'm gonna choke you the fuck out.
Because they be knowing.
You don't know what you can do.
They be knowing.
What you know is what you have done before. But that has no bearing on what you could do.
Right.
You can do this. You just being a bitch and you're telling yourself that you can't. Let's see if you can. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
Let's see if you can though. Let's push.
Right. There's also times though when I could when my body couldn't do something. It's more so when like you're doing a lot of weight, like going to a failure when your mind is like, let's go, you bitch ass nigga.
Yeah.
Your body is like, bro, but I can't. Like, we don't have that yet. My brain like, you bitch ass.
That muscle failure when it comes to lifting heavier weight. Listen.
Yeah.
Sometimes your muscles fail and you drop the weight. Like, that's just gonna happen. For me, it's been much easier with endurance.
If you running like real hard and like you can't continue that sprint for half a mile.
Well, yeah.
It's like, bro, like
you're
your
just
body is like, bro, we can't, like, we don't have it.
You're running out of gas,
and my brain is like, let's go, like, let's go, and my body's like, bro, like, I know, but I can't. Like, we just don't got it. I'm like, man, you bitch ass. I be saying in my head, like, you bitch ass nigga, like, talking to my body. You bitch ass nigga.
Like, nigga, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, like, right.
But my body just can't keep up with my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
But to me, that's good problems to have.
Yeah, those are great problems
A lot of
to
times
have.
it's the other way around where your body's good, but your brain's like, I don't know. Should we do this? I don't know why we going so fast. We're going to waste our energy.
But you have to break your mind.
Yep.
You have to break it.
You really do.
Like, that's what it is.
Sluggo said that to me like last year. I think we were rowing or something. And we were testing out 500 meter row time. And I was rowing and I was telling him, I was like, man, I promise you, I was in a zone to a point where like I could see every single meter go down. Like I was like time stretched. Like because normally when you take a pool, like what do you get, like 20 meters out of a pool, something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
I was seeing like it count down like 139, 138. Like
whoa,
that's how time was going so slow that seconds. It felt like every second was like 5 seconds. Like that's how tired I was, to the point where everything was just slowing down. He was like, you just gotta change your mind. You gotta change your thinking. And I can't even remember exactly what I did differently, but he was right. I gotta get back to that thought. But
there's something weird about pulling that. Yeah, man. Yeah, just
like,
again, and I don't.
He was like, you got to change your thinking.
Yeah, like I don't blame people. It's just certain people are just willing to do weirdly extreme stuff just to see how far they can go.
Yeah, and he said the same thing. He's like, that's why we like rowing so much. Because
I love rowing.
Because you can go as hard as you want. You're not going to hurt yourself.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I like about it.
You're not going to hurt yourself. All you're going to do is fall off the road.
Yeah, because like when I was rowing with you guys,
yeah,
like I started to sweat because y'all were pushing me towards the end. I started to sweat and like I had to close my eyes and it was just like fuck. Like I'm just gonna keep pulling this shit until they tell me to stop because I can't see the time anymore. So I'm just gonna pull this shit until they tell me to fucking stop pulling it.
Right.
And that's just what it is. That's the decision I've made.
Right.
I'm just gonna trust that they'll tell me when, and I'm gonna pull the shit out of this. Yeah. And my mind it's like you're going into like this euphoric sort of place.
You
like,
hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
a dream state.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like delirious. This is something that I kind of went through when I had COVID.
Oh, shit.
I was having these fucking like delirious dreams. Like I was in the bed.
Definitely the fever dream.
I was in the bed like sweating.
Fever dream.
But I remember thinking, I'm okay with this.
Right.
Like I'm okay with being in this place of like uncertainty. Like I don't really know what's going on. Like some of it seems real, some of it seems fake.
Were you having conversations with people that weren't there?
Yes.
Yeah. Fever dream.
Yes. I was waking up and I was had to remember if certain things actually happened or not, or if I had dreamt it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And it sort of seems like that. Like I could be on the Stairmaster or on the row. And if I just like fucking keep going and I just like beep, 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 beep. And I just keep pushing that shit up and I'm at fucking like level 14 and I'm just like running up the steps and I'm fucking drenched in sweat and people looking at me. It's crazy. Yeah. And I'm just jumping and I'm doing all of these different variations like lunges up the steps and then just like calf raises on the steps or I'm doing like wide sort of like squat walks up the steps. Like there's this weird thing. I mean, I guess just the layman's terms is like a runner's high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably that's the name they give it.
Yeah. That's the name people give it.
Another thing I want to know is how can music, there's something about certain songs that affect the brain.
You think it's a frequency?
Maybe. It feels like a trance. Puts me in a trance and like a trance.
Trance is a good word.
Hypnotizing myself.
Yeah.
Into doing things that I definitely wouldn't have been doing without the music.
And that's what's awesome about David Goggins is he'll tell you, I don't fucking play no music.
Yeah, he goes.
He was like, because what are you gonna do when there is no music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't hit that level yet.
What are you gonna do when there is no music?
I haven't hit that level yet, but actually, no, I have running.
I've had to do it before. I didn't choose to. It's me forgetting my headphones, and then I'm like. All right. I don't want to go back home.
What's the word when you not a chant, but
a mantra?
Yeah, there's a mantra that I could come up with in my head.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you just?
So there are times when I can do it.
Yeah.
But I just choose to use music because it's easier.
So that fucking cycling class, when I'm in there and I'm just drenched in a pool of sweat, and then the lady at the end says, "All right, well we've burned 500 calories," and she's like, "You could eat 3 slices of pizza, or just like one of these small like personal pizzas. They're like 5 inches or whatever." She was like, and that's it. Like it'll wipe that right out and more. And it's like, wow, when you think about the type of work that has to be put in to burn calories, it's insane.
Yep.
That's why working out is supplementary.
Yeah.
That's why that's just a backup. It's good for muscle building. It's good for stretching. It is good for some calorie building. It's good for definition. It's good for these things, but that's supplementary.
Yeah.
It's the intake. It's what are you putting inside of your body that people overlook. So yeah, man, that fucking working hard is so.
A lot of it's breathing too. When you actively breathe, it changes everything.
Oh yeah, breath work is so necessary.
If you're letting breathing just happen to you, you're probably suffering. I've noticed that whenever I feel like I'm suffering, it's because I'm just breathing because I have to.
That shit is all unnumbered all uncontrolled. That's sloppy as hell.
But then I'm like, Mike, relax.
You gotta.
When I start choosing to breathe, that's when I catch a rhythm.
Yes.
I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm in this bitch now.
Harmony. Yes. Yeah. It's all connected, man. It's all connected. You can't just be a muscle head and just pull weight and run. And All this stuff is together. Like when I realized that NFL players took ballet classes and things like that, like early on, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Nimble toes. Yeah, they did.
Tiptoeing and shit. You be tipping in that bitch. Bro. Not to go off on a tangent, but football's crazy. Crazy in a good way.
Okay.
Because I don't know why you don't like football more when you think about it this way.
You did say that first before I say anything.
It's literally a chess match with like 22 fucking athletes on the field.
Yeah, they're just like they're the pieces. It's just
and somebody's out there like making a chess move and hoping that every chess piece makes its correct move in order to succeed on that one play.
Trust me.
And that's crazy.
Here's the thing.
There's so many little
because like the World Cup was huge and all these sports are roughly like that. So they're all highly strategic. Yeah. And maybe some more than others, and I wouldn't know the nuances to all the strategy, so I wouldn't know what is more strategic than another. But they're all highly strategic games. And people in the stands, especially for this World Cup, I mean, people are weeping, they're fighting, they're screaming, they're like, there's so many emotions going on worldwide.
There's got to be something you can measure there. It's going on human.
It's crazy. It's crazy. You would feel like they're catching a Holy Ghost. It's very similar to people that you've seen in churches when the choir is going off and people are catching the Holy Ghost, like in a Black Baptist church, like people going crazy. It looks like that, like people falling out on the ground, people throwing hats, people lifting each other up, people screaming, people shouting, people dancing.
Those brains on the same exact thought pattern at one time.
It would make sense that churches would thrive. Like, it's communion. Whatever it is, it's a sport or if it's church, it's communion. You coming together. Like, it makes all the sense in the world. I get it. There's just too many things in the world.
Okay.
There's just too many things. Like, I can't be on all of them.
Okay.
Like, of course, it's an interesting sport.
Yeah.
They're all interesting. I wish I had the time to like get into it. Yeah. I wouldn't be into it to the degree of probably like having a team and like fighting other people over whether someone won a game or not. That wouldn't be the thing. But when I look at games, I'm interested in it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm never looking at a game being like, this is so fucking stupid. Yeah, that's not happening.
That conversation that comes up, people are like, they're just out there running around.
No.
Like, nuance.
Yeah, there's just too many things to get involved with. I wish. That's why when we talk about living forever and being immortal, I wish
I could do it.
I wish
I could get into everything.
Yeah, I'd get into everything. I
could have a whole 100 years on everything.
I would make ceramics as a potter. I'd make shoes.
Like, even fucking like NASCAR.
I'd braid hair.
The new ones.
I would do everything.
I'm braiding hair.
Nigga, I would do everything. There's nothing that is not interesting.
Right.
I don't think there's anything that's not interesting.
Yeah, because it's just like something to learn.
Yeah, it's like, how'd you figger that out?
Like, I was on there watching the glass blowing show on Netflix.
That's crazy,
bro.
Now,
artists.
Now, I will say this. Someone told me that they just watched that fucking Bikram yoga documentary.
I told you about it.
You told me about it. I went and did a little bit of research. I didn't watch the documentary, although I think I will, because I went to my second class and I hated it more than the first.
Freak bowl.
It's not tight, bro. First of all, this is one thing I'll say about it. To bring David Goggins into the conversation, he went into, first of all, he was 300 pounds before he got in. You saw the old pictures of him? It's amazing what he did.
276 pounds. Fuck a sack of shit. He be frying himself.
For sure.
He really be frying himself.
And then he went to the SEALs, and now he's a fucking world-renowned endurance athlete.
A lot of them apparently don't like him for...
I know. He talks about it. You got to listen to this episode of the JRE. He talks about it. Yeah. And now he's in amazing shape. Well, aside from that, his knees are complete shit and all that.
Yeah, he's still running 100 miles.
240 miles.
Nigga, I'm not even...
240-mile race in 60-something hours.
Nigga, I'm not even I'm not trying to drive that.
And there's almost no cartilage in his knees.
Like, I'm not even trying to drive that. He running that.
So he went into the Navy SEALs because he put them on a pedestal. as people do. They're like, yo, these are the baddest motherfuckers on the planet. And he wanted to be broken down and made up into this beautiful statue, which he has been, but it wasn't just the SEALs that did it. He said that he was kind of let down. Like, he went in there and then he didn't know he was David Goggins.
Yeah.
He didn't know who he was.
He was in there. He was just like,
and he went in there like, I'm ready for whatever.
Like masochist. Like, he wanted pain.
And then
murder me, Captain.
And then it happened. And he was like, oh,
this is it. This shit ain't hard.
And then he started asking for more classes and to go and do more things, like put me in Ranger school. He was like, people don't ask to be put in Ranger school. I asked for that because I needed my ass kicked more. He became he's a smoke jumper right now.
Is that where you jump out? You have the
and you fight wild forest fires for weeks and months at a time, just because.
Yep.
Just because.
That's just like he's just a good psycho. Like he's a good psychopath.
Yeah. A good psychopath. Yeah, like someone that decided to use all their mind bending powers for good.
For good, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because you don't want someone like that being a villain.
Doing bad shit, yeah.
You don't want that person being a villain. There are a lot of people like that. Like we don't want you to be a villain, right, Mikey? Like we don't want you to put all of your brain power into how can I destroy the world? That's something we don't need.
Right.
I know a couple of people like you're like that. I don't like my brother's like that. Like I don't want his mind doing that. There are a few people I don't want to put their brain towards that.
Because it's funny because the other week I was literally sitting at work thinking I could really go cause $1 million worth of damage in like 5 minutes. And I was like, why am I thinking about that? Because I had like a certain tool in my hand, and I was like, I could really cause like over $1 million in damage right now. I was like, they're lucky. Like I'm a nice person.
You're so they're lucky I'm a nice person.
Because if I was just like a weird dickhead, like I could just go and then go fuck up all these windows. That's $1 million in like 5 million.
That's so crazy that you even have those thoughts that even comes into your mind.
Right. And I laughed at the fact. I was like, why am I thinking of that right now?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I was like, what is wrong? Like, why would I think of that right now?
So he was sort of let down in that. And again, everyone has a certain level that they're willing to go to. And then so when you hop into something, you're like, oh, we about to get it.
Yep.
And then like when it doesn't happen, you're like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I'll just go do this on my own. Mm-hmm. That was Bikram yoga for me. So I got into this place. And one, it's just like the whole vibe. First of all, okay, so it starts with this guy, Bikram, whatever his last name is. I forgot. Let me look up his name. Because I just looked this up.
Freaky Freak Bowl.
What did you just call him?
Freaky Freak Bowl.
Everything you should know about Bikram yoga before you try it. So this is what I was reading. Bikram yoga is a cult favorite style of hatha yoga that counts many celebrities as fans, but it's one of those workouts that you may want to research before heading off to class. For one thing, don't expect your instructor to demonstrate the moves. In Bikram, teachers are trained to talk you through the flow as part of a moving meditation, believing that listening to these cues forces practitioners to stop thinking and be in the moment. I think that's a load of bullshit, but no matter where you practice in the world, the dialogue between the teacher and the student stays pretty much the same. In the name of the practice, if the name of the practice sounds familiar, it may be because the creator, Bikram Choudhury, I think I'm saying that right, Choudhury, has been the subject of many alarming lawsuits and allegations, most notably for sexual assault. There's a whole Netflix documentary about it, blah, 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 blah. You're right. They don't explain anything. As soon as you go in there, it didn't seem like a warm. It seemed very transactional. Like, yeah, what's your name? Like, all right, cool. Yeah, well, here's the bathroom. It's back there. Enjoy your workout. It's like, all right, cool. Usually when you walk into these sort of places that have like that's yoga or there are crystals around, any place like that, which I went to a place like that today, and I'll talk about that as well. But there's usually like people usually walk that walk and talk that talk. Like they seem like usually calmer and nicer people. It didn't really seem like that. It just seemed like, yeah, go on ahead. It was like, all right, that's fine. Not a big deal. I didn't come here to make friends. I just came here to do yoga. So it's fine. Okay. But we go in the back and we sit in the place. And to me, the best thing about it is the fact that it's 105 degrees. Just the fact that I'm in a hot room because I like being in hot rooms and sweating.
Yeah. The pores open.
Aside from that, you being new doesn't matter, right? Because they're going to talk to you the same as because they address the whole class. And again, they don't They don't demonstrate the moves, and they go straight into it and just start telling you what to do, whether it's your first time doing yoga or your 100th time doing yoga. They just tell you, they just think, jump in and just start doing these moves. And
do they correct you?
And it seems they'll do some small corrections, but it's also moving so fast
that you're not even getting anything out of it.
Yeah, like you move around, and it's better than doing nothing.
Yeah, of course.
It's better than sitting on the couch and just fucking eating ho-hos and watching TV, for sure. But you're not really getting deep stretches. I mean, the longest stretch that may happen, 10 seconds long.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
We stretch longer than that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, now I understand that I'm used to long stretches, like minutes and minutes at a time, but I'm not even worried. But like but like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, so, like, but it's not even that. And it's not even fluid enough to be a real flow where you're getting like where you're really generating heat and getting a real workout. So it's something in between those two. And there's so many like little rest periods that are really weird, and I feel like serve no purpose.
I wonder if
like they could have just made it more intentional. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of intention. It just seems like just come in here and do these moves real quick. I'm not going to explain anything about anything that's going on, and then at the end I'm just going to walk out of the room. Like, it just seems so impersonal.
I wonder if it's because Freak man Bikram got in trouble.
That's definitely what I'm calling him from now on. Freak man Bikram.
I wonder if it's because he got in trouble and he's not really like. Probably is he still actively?
I don't know if he's active, but there's so many. Because again, I didn't watch the documentary.
There's so many. But
supposedly people still love him. I mean, he got in people's minds.
Yeah,
he was one of those sorts of. First of all, he came from India.
Yep.
So he had studied yoga and he knows what yoga is about. So he was able to come over to fucking America and start this. So Bikram yoga is an American style yoga.
Yeah.
This doesn't come from some other place. So he brought it over here and made it for a bunch of people that wanted to do something nice. And so he was able to get in their minds. And if you don't know shit, then I'm gonna tell you what you should know, and you just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much what he was doing.
So I wonder if, like, since he's not actively hands on, that like all the people that do it now and instructors just kind of do it like half-ass.
I don't know if it's half-assed or if it's. I mean, it would have been interesting to know what his classes were like when he had like 1,000 people in a room or whatever, and he's instructing.
He had all the instructors running around.
Yeah,
I wonder if like they because they're not really getting checked like that now.
Yeah, because it was not. I did not think that it was. It just seemed. Again, I was willing to go to a certain length of like exercise, whether it's just getting deep stretches or it's moving quickly and generating heat and like really like work and it just wasn't that. I was like, this is.
What did the instructor look like?
I mean, both of them were just like really tiny women, really tiny, really skinny, short. Just
I was picturing like
they look like they probably sit in a hot room and
see. I was picturing just another freak man.
Oh no, that would have been funny though. That would have been really funny. Yeah, but it just seems so lackluster. That's the word for it. It just seems so lackluster, and it seemed like there could have been with the type of facility that they have. Oh, it just seemed like they could do so much more with it.
Was it the one out there in like near Centerville?
It's in Centerville.
I seen it.
Yeah,
I passed by it. Yeah, I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah, so I just wasn't about that. And it was something else that's like that, but it definitely better. I did my second float tank today.
Hey,
love it, love it. Went full. Last time I didn't do full deprivation.
What do you mean?
Last time. I had them they do two things from the start. You go in and it's like they try to throw these numbers at you because I guess it's supposed to be really, really like impressive because I don't know what the fuck is going on at the Dead Sea, but it's 4 times the amount of salt than the Dead Sea. Yeah. I assume that's what makes that's a lot.
That's what makes you float.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just floating in this water. It's room temperature, and once you close the pod, there are 2 things happening. There's music playing.
Oh, really?
And so they choose, like, do you want ocean waves? They have, like, something by Pink Floyd that you can choose.
Man, fuck Pink Floyd.
You can
turn that nigga off, nigga.
I don't know what type of music.
I want my senses deprived.
a lot of people, and this is what I learned
They
because
too much
the
for
lady afterwards, she told me like, people don't do what you all did today.
This too much for him.
Yeah. So there's music playing. There's like ambient music, like little chimes and stuff like that. And so you can listen to those sorts of music.
Anchor.
And then there's like an LED light. They'll put like purple or blue or green. It's something in there. So last time
that shit off.
So last time I didn't do that. I was like, oh well, this is what they recommend. So I just kind of like allowed that to be a thing, and I closed my
You wanted
eyes.
to see what they had set up.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. So I experienced that, and it was cool.
That's two senses right there.
There's two senses that are still being interacted with. There's still a lot of stimuli in that way.
Turn that bitch off.
I closed it. I turned the light off. I turned that music off.
Me and brain.
And I just laid there.
Me and brain.
And it's just like the most comfortable bed of all time.
And it's probably just
because you don't have to because you don't have to try to move around and get comfortable. Whoa. You can just float.
Yeah.
You just floating.
I wonder what does gravity feel like in there?
Well, that's the thing.
Does gravity disappear?
Yeah, it helps with. I mean, they say it helps with all sorts of stuff like insomnia and muscle fatigue and joint pains and arthritis and all sorts of stuff like that. And it seemed like that would be the case because you don't have to interact with any resistance of any sort.
Right.
Like you just get to float, and not even like floating like people float in regular water because you're still trying to do some work of like, dispersing your body in a way where you have a certain like weight distribution so that you can float. You don't have to worry about that. You're just going to float. Right. So your muscles at first, it's weird because you think that you're supposed to do that, but then you realize like, oh, I don't have to do that. And then you just let your body go. So all the tension out of your body just releases. Like I think there's very rarely times in people's day where they're not tense at all. Where like their shoulders aren't a little tense, or like they're not locking their jaw, or like something, or they're like not messing with their hands.
Some muscle is always engaged.
Some muscles always engaged. So when there's a point where just all of your muscles just let loose, and you just melt away into this water and just float there, and then you're just with your mind. There's just nothing else happening.
That's why they didn't want the show.
And I put earplugs in because they give you earplugs. So I put earplugs in as well.
Yep. That's probably why because they need like an anchor of.
Yeah, like I still need to be here. Like I want to feel like I'm here still.
They don't want to be just by themselves.
And that's the whole point.
You're supposed to be.
Is I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm about to go full deprivation. I wonder what's going to come out of this. But it's like, oh, I spend all types of time by myself trying to explore my mind. So this is just that, but now I'm just really comfortable.
Yeah, this is that better.
Yeah, it's just that better. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so fucking relaxing.
Yep.
And that hour goes by so fast. And then afterwards, they got a little, because we did a couples one, and then we went into the infrared sauna.
Yeah.
Infrared sauna, not my favorite. Okay. I like the dry sauna. Steam sauna would be next, but it can be really hard depending upon how thick the steam is in there because then it's hard to breathe.
Yeah.
But the infrared sauna, like it's just light. It's just light, strange. And it's not.
I don't like that.
It's hot.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that idea. Right? No, I don't. The more I think about that, I don't like that idea. I feel like they're changing something that can't go back.
Yeah, it's. Wait, what do you mean? It's changing something that can't go back. What do you mean?
Infrared light just being shined on you.
Yeah,
that don't feel. That doesn't sound right. That reminds me of like an X-ray machine, but just turned down a little bit. You're not supposed to just be underneath the X-ray machine all the time.
Yeah, I don't know the specific, and maybe I should look this up. I don't know the specific benefits of infrared beams as opposed to.
I feel like it's a cheap
infrared sauna benefit.
That sounds like one of them things they'll figure out in the future that they shouldn't have been doing.
Listen. Oh no! Do you think so?
Hey, just infrared light just being shined on you.
All right, let's see. Oh, goodness. All right, so this is healthline.com. Let's see. They say, okay, and these are small 10-person studies. See, why?
We're not going to stay with 10 people, bro. What?
They just, okay. And let's just go with these. The supposed benefits of infrared sauna are similar to those experienced with the traditional sauna. Okay. Better sleep, relaxation, detoxification, weight loss, relief from sore muscles, relief from joint pain such as arthritis, clearer and tighter skin, improved circulation, help for people with chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, I believe these things, but I feel like you would need a lot of time to sit in them.
It just sounds.
Because you just don't sweat out the same. It takes so much
there's no
longer.
Physical thing. To me,
Right.
it sounds like a safer way for them to get you in there.
Yeah, like again, that's the thing.
It's safer. They don't gotta worry about that shit burning down.
Yeah, like it just seems like again a lackluster version of the other ones, where it's like it's a safe, nice, tranquil spa version.
I don't gotta worry about
of a
nobody
sauna.
falling out in there.
Yeah,
He's gonna throw a light on them.
because she was like, "Oh, well, with the couples you get 30 minutes," and I was like, "Damn, like 30 minutes off the rip." I was like, "You just expect." Like they just off the rip expect people to spend 30 minutes in a sauna. I was like, that's cool. I was like, I gotta work to do 30 minutes in a sauna that I go to. I go to saunas that are anywhere between 170 to like 190 degrees. Yeah. This starts at 150. I know that still seems really hot, but when it comes to just infrared, it's not, that heat is not the same.
The infrared still gets hot though.
Yeah, it's still a warm room you're sitting in.
I thought you were just sitting in a normal room.
Oh no!
Infrared light shining on you.
No, it's a small encasing that you're in.
But I thought that it was like a normal temperature.
No.
Got a light on you. You're like, yep.
No, she said it's 150, but it just so you do start to sweat out, but it takes much longer to feel like it's for someone that goes to the sauna. It doesn't
It just sounds like a human microwave.
That sounds terrible for you.
Yeah.
I hope that is not. I hope that infrared light is not.
It's probably not
microwaving you, because we know that's you wouldn't want to put your head inside of a microwave. Yeah. Right. So yeah, just it seemed nice. It was a nice time. Although again, I'm realizing that as I continue to push my boundaries. Yeah. I realize that there's just a lot of sweet shit going on out here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, these things are cute. Yeah. Like, they're nice, cute things to do. I get it. But, like, all right. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Because it is. It's probably just a safer.
Yeah.
Because probably people were probably going in the regular sauna and like, whoo, it's too fucking hot in here. Like 10 minutes, done. Like,
well, some people go in the saunas I'm in and they've told me like, oh, I can only do 5 minutes in there. Yeah, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, see?
Oh, okay. Because I'm in there for like 25 minutes. Right. Like 30 if I can, really press myself to sit in there. But I'm like, okay. Again, different strokes for different folks, different allowances of tolerance, different tolerance levels.
I wonder how it would go if you had like a oxygen mask to come into a sauna with you. You can just breathe.
Oh, and you just breathe through that? Oh, that would be very different.
Would that be dangerous? Would you just sit up in there and just...
because more people would pass out.
Because I ain't got no reason to leave.
Yeah, more people would definitely dehydrate and pass the fuck out.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people aren't hydrated to begin with. Yeah. And so they tell you to not really spend more than 15 minutes in there anyway. Mm-hmm. So after that, a lot of people are pushing it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, because you go in there and you just be in there like, I'm good. Like, I'm breathing good. And all of a sudden, your shit just...
you still start slipping away?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those things, I mean, they're amazing. I'm gonna try to find more and more of these types of things that just kind of...
We think about doing some psilocybin up in the deprivation tank.
Oh, that would be interesting. That would be okay. I don't know about other, like LSD I wouldn't want to do. But like psilocybin, I could see that being beautiful. I would really have to microdose though, because I wouldn't want to have. Yeah,
you wouldn't need to like.
Yeah, because then now you coming out of it and you still tripping as you get out of it. Like I would need like just enough, like a little capsule. That could just get me through. Like
just being there.
Yeah, that's something I would want in my house.
Did you start to dream in there at all? Did you?
What's crazy is. I don't know if I would call it a dream because, like, I didn't go to sleep.
Visualizing.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't go to sleep, but I was so relaxed that my mind, so many ideas started coming to me.
Right.
It was so weird because they do say that a lot of people experience like a revitalization, and my brain seemed so like I was so calm but so stimulated. Maybe because there was nothing else in the way. Maybe that's what it was. Like I'm not dealing with anything else at the moment. So it's just what's going on in the mind.
It's literally like you're meditating.
That's it.
That's what you're doing.
That's exactly what it was.
You know who said that he used to come up with all his ideas in that state? It's like between sleep but not awake. Nikola Tesla.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He would it's like almost a meditative state. He would sit there and he would visualize inventions all the way down to like the nuts and bolts of them, and he could actually see them before they were made. A lot of his inventions, and he was the one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was the one.
That is really, really cool. That's very cool. Because there were ideas coming to me that makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. Because when I get in that state, there are ideas that come to me, and I will break them down to like the fundamental block, and I'll think it all the way through.
Yep.
And I had like 7 different ideas and like stories that came to me that kind of showed me something else. And I came out and I like had to tell her. I was like, yo, I was like, I thought about all these things and I'm so glad I can recollect them right now. Like I have to get these ideas out right now. One of them being in the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell that I talked about.
Yeah.
Such a fucking good book. Such a good book.
Gotta get to that.
He talked about the most intelligent man alive, Chris Langdon, I think his name is. Chris Langan.
Okay.
He just has like the highest IQ. It's like his brain does stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And they were talking about some of the tests, like some of the certain IQ tests that were made specifically for like super intelligent people. And you know, a lot of them are like sequences. Like they'll give you these 4 sequences. Tell me what the next part of the sequence is. Yep. And you're looking at it and you're just like, what the fuck?
Looks like an alien language.
Yeah, it just looks like hieroglyphics. Like, dude, I don't know. Yeah. And then there was another one. And this was the one that just, I don't know why this popped into my mind. Maybe talking to you was some of the building blocks, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
One of the parts of the IQ test is so-and-so is to so-and-so as such and such is to blank. Mm-hmm. So first thing you have to do is figure out why the first 2 things even relate. And then you have to figure out why the third thing would relate to the thing that you have to, figure out what it is, and why those 2 things relate like those 2 other things. And I forget what it was, and I swear I'm going to come back on another pod like with the book, and I'm going to read it.
All right.
Because I was like, what the fuck? I don't know how the first 2 things relate at all.
Okay. I'll need an example because I do remember seeing like questions and puzzles like that.
I'm going to try to type in Outliers IQ test questions. I wonder if like...
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to try to type in Outliers book IQ test questions, and hope maybe it'll pop up. That'd be really, really cool. The Outliers book solution. What is the answer to the IQ test? And oh man, the Ravens test is what I believe it was called.
Okay.
These motherfuckers be talking about some. I worked this out in less than 2 minutes.
No, you didn't.
Where is the actual question?
Niggas be lying. No, you didn't.
Yeah, what is the actual? I'm trying to figure out what the actual question was, but okay, the Outliers, one of the most. Okay, man. Oh man. Oh no. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find that one.
Good.
Yeah. Damn. I'm really gonna have to find that later because it's just crazy. But either way, the point of it is that I'm sitting there looking at it, and I realized I have no idea what the hell is going on here, and that dawned on me in a very interesting way.
All right.
Because the fact that I didn't know at all how those things matched.
What's that?
And I couldn't bring myself to just understand it.
Right.
I was like, that is so much of what makes us intelligent, or what makes us being able to, again, just see what is what, how it relates to something else. And we just had this conversation of how do you go through life trying to make decisions based on past experiences that clearly match that thing in some way or another, if you don't know that the past experiences match that thing.
Right.
And so how do you get better at doing that and going through life? And so I'm just like, oh, you simply just can't be expecting people
Yeah.
to know
The parallels not even being.
the parallels aren't even close to being drawn.
Yeah.
So it's like they literally, like, they just do not see them in the same way that I couldn't see that.
Yeah. And to him, he was like, it's easy.
It's like these things like they're the same thing. Like it clearly relates to it, like just like this. Like to him, it was probably like son and father. What do you mean? How does son and father relate? It's just like this and this. So it was just so amazing. Like that, it just really hit me when I was in that state. I was like, wow. I wonder all the things that people just can't draw the parallels between. Yeah. Like all the things that like it matters none to them.
Concepts and recognizing patterns.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Concepts and patterns. Like how they just go right past you. Mm-hmm. Right past you.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. Like there's someone at work that I just see them have the same conversations with someone all the time. Like I've seen two people come together and this one person has the same conversation and they don't know. They have it the exact same way. And my friend keeps coming up to me and is like, why do they keep saying the same thing? Like I've told them that I'm from this part of the world. Oh man. That in that we both share that they're from the same part of the world that I am. They're just like a few hours from my village where I was from, and like I tell them my name, like every time, like they keep forgetting, but yet they work here, and I guess they do a decent enough job work at their job.
Could be Eddie LaRue. But can't remember that motherfucker.
And it's it's like they don't see like they don't know the things that they've already done and the things that they've already said to someone. So you just keep saying them over to the person over and over again.
I met somebody like that.
Yeah, so it's just that was just one of the many things that came into my mind. But another one of them was like the lady and I had an argument. It was a good one too. Like it was one of those ones like we were really getting into it. Yeah. Where like crying took place. And then when I was in the float tank much later, now that it had been fixed and all that sort of stuff, and I'm in the float tank later.
It cleared. You were like, oh.
And I was just thinking about it more. I couldn't wait to talk to her about it when we got out. So I was like, just like the getting it out of the mud, the being in the trenches, doing the CrossFit with your cohort of people, or being at war with other people and their fucking bullets flying around and grenades being thrown, but you're going and pulling someone out of a trench and saving them
literally out of the mud,
bringing them back home. Yeah. Could you imagine what it's like to save a life? Like bond that you would build with someone doing that. Yeah, your friend got shot in the leg, you picked him up, moved him back. Like you could have left me there to die. Mm-hmm. That would have been a very easy decision to just be like, that nigga's done. He got shot. Like he's over there, enemy territory. He got shot. Like I'm out. But you found a way to get over there, organized with your squad to get over there. Got him out of there.
Yep.
Saved his life. That type of bond is insane to think about.
Yeah, it is.
And a lot of what David Goggins talks about, and a lot of what I think about when it comes to relationships with people, is shit be soft when you don't do that type of stuff with people. Yeah. And again, it doesn't mean that you got to go out in the fights
and be like, hey, nigga, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah, it ain't that. Like, there are many ways to do it, but it is about getting to the root of things. It is about fucking digging your feet in the mud and figuring it out and being like, we gonna get to it right now. Whatever it is, we gonna sit here, and no matter how frustrated we get, something's gonna happen here.
Right.
Because Once you get out of that, you have now, just like you said, on the row machine or whatever it is you're doing, when you feel like I'm going to go kill myself at the gym today.
Yeah.
You have killed yourself. That's a perfect term, because you killed an old version.
Right. And now you're a new you.
Now you're a new version.
Skipped ahead and you left that little shedding right there.
It's done.
Yeah.
That you yesterday is done.
Right.
You not that anymore. And it's the same way in relationships. It's like a lot of people got the game fucked up because they feel like, oh, you know, we've never argued before. Like we've never argued. We've never raised our voices at each other. Never. It's so easy. I don't understand why people.
It's coming.
It's like, okay. Every single time someone has told me that, I've just sat and waited. Continued living my life, and they come back and tell me about a wild blow up and how they are no longer dating that person.
That's all I want.
And it's like, okay, people got the game fucked up because they feel like that's not supposed to come. But I feel like to work the long haul, we have to be able to let that shit out. And it's like, okay.
It's just
the same way
we paving the road.
That's a good way of putting it. We're paving the road. This is the hard work.
Yeah, we're getting this shit out the way.
A lot of people won't, like we were talking about coaching. You're coaching, not giving a fuck. Get up. I don't care. Go.
Yeah.
You crying. I don't care. Get up. Go. Now you need to run 2 laps. Go.
Yeah.
When you grow up like that, you build a resilience. You build a harder outer body. A lot of people don't have that. You weren't pushed that way. Then you soft, and when some real shit comes, you break the fuck down.
Yeah, bro.
And so a lot of people cannot bring themselves to do that with their kids. And I get it. You start saying something to your kids start fucking breaking down. And you're like, all right, honey, listen, I'm sorry, but this is the way things gotta be.
But then when they get out there in that life.
And so this is what was happening. She was crying. I was not backing down from my position on the thing because I felt like it was a very important decision and it was a very important concept, the idea that needed to get through.
All right.
And I was getting told, you don't have to talk to me the way you're talking to me. Like I'm clearly crying and I'm not having a good time in this. And I'm like, and so what are you going to do when something real happens? You are in a safe environment. Ain't nobody fitting to hurt you. Ain't nothing really like, what are you going to do when something real happens and I'm not around or no one's around that's going to be able to be there? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do?
Right.
Because this is not an actual high stakes situation.
This is a controlled environment, right?
This is a controlled environment and you're not handling it well. Uh-huh. So we got to do better. And so, and later there was a very interesting question that was asked of me, which was like, how did you feel when I was in that state? Because I know how I felt, but how did you feel knowing that you were being the person you were being to me? Right. And I was like, that's a great question. I didn't care. And let me tell you what I mean when I say I didn't care. It's not, because that, again, as you and I talk, it always sounds cold.
Yeah.
So it's not, I don't care about you. Because if I didn't care about you, I would just say, get the fuck, leave, and never call me again. That's really not caring.
That's not what
The thing is that I care enough about you to do this, to go through this with you.
Because you knew what she was capable of.
Yes.
Yeah. Remember, I told you this same story months ago when the baby first got here with the car seat in the car and out the car. Mm-hmm. And I knew she couldn't get it out the car. And I was like, take that fucking car seat out the car. Like, you can do it. And she was getting so frustrated. Like, no, I don't want it. And I was like, you got to take it. Like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not always going to be right here.
Like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah. And then finally she got it. And now there's no problem. Because I knew, I know you can do this.
Yeah, like you can do it.
Yeah.
And everyone, and this is another thing, everyone's not always going to be the person to just like dig down deep and be like, no, I'm going to sit here until I get this shit done. Sometimes you need that support of someone being like, no, listen, this is what it is right now.
Yeah.
Either you do it or it ain't getting done. So
you wouldn't be sitting there doing that if you didn't think she was really capable of it. You're not going to have her do some impossible shit.
No, I would never do that.
You needed her to see that she could do it.
And so you build confidence that way. And so it's like, oh shit, I am actually stronger than I thought I was, right? So I'm more competent than I thought I was.
Wow. You saw that I could do that.
Yeah, so it's I care enough to do that. And it's the same thing with a child, not to be demeaning, but it is the same thing with a child or anyone that you love. Like, listen, it's the rule number 1 of caretaking for elderly people. So she ought to know that.
Yeah.
Which is don't do anything for them that they can do themselves.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to start taking away things. You have to give them purpose. Allow them to continue to
100%.
do things
Let
for
them
themselves.
work.
Let them work.
Let them work.
Don't just do everything for them, because then they'll lose it, and then they'll just expect for everything to be done. But what if someone isn't there that day? If someone doesn't show up, then they don't know how to do that thing. So if you just have a kid and you're trying to tell them to do something, it's gonna be funny because I don't got no fun kids, but but it makes sense conceptually speaking. And you're trying to get them to learn something. And they just start crying or breaking down. You can't just back down because you don't want to see them cry. That doesn't mean you can't be an empathic person. Like, of course you feel and you understand it.
You just have to know,
but you have to love them through that.
Yeah, that's me right now with the baby, because she's trying to crawl so bad. So I'll lay her on her stomach and she'll be. I mean, this started months ago, and she'll be sitting there fighting it, and she'll start getting frustrated, screaming, crying. I'm like, no, you gotta move. Like, let's go. I'll be sitting there, laying there, looking at her, and she'll start screaming, like not trying to move, not trying to cry. I mean, not trying to do anything. And then you'll see, now when she realizes her cries is not working, she'll stop crying and she'll start working them legs.
Bro,
I'm like, see. I was like, now let's go. Like,
bro, them babies.
And then she'll start reaching for shit, and I'm like, yeah, you got it. And then I could tell when she gets tired and her body's really, then I'll go ahead and pick her up. Like,
right. There you go.
We got a little workout.
There you go.
5 minutes.
You're so stupid.
We got one in real quick. We got one in real quick. She'll be like, and then she'll cut that out, and then she'll start trying to crawl.
We got one in real quick. Yeah,
you all right? You good?
That's all it is. It's like, what I was saying was, if you crying is just a natural response to my very truthful statement, then that's just what it's got to be.
Right.
That's just what it's got to be. I'm not afraid of nobody crying. You crying is fine. Me crying is anybody that's got to cry. That's fine, and you gonna cry it out. But guess what? It ain't gonna get you out of this.
There has to be an action still.
We still gonna do this thing. It's not gonna get you out of this.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people are missing that part of the love in the like that part of the mechanism.
Yeah.
In the whole machine that is love. Like, people back up and they just let people be too much and they coddle them, and that goes back to the comfort crisis. Like, you don't want to sit in that discomfort. So you just let people, oh, you know what? You're right. I'll just do it for you. Don't worry about it. You're good, blah, blah, blah. And then they don't grow. They don't learn.
They get conditioned that they don't have to try.
Yeah, man. It's like, and every single time, just like the cycling class or your classes at CrossFit or whatever it is the people are doing together in communion in the church, after the relationship feels so much strong. Like, you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel the bond get so much stronger.
You got past that rough patch, paved it.
Yeah.
Made a new road. Damn, now let's keep going forward.
Keep going forward. Let's see what the next thing is. We're going to keep pushing it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and it's just one of those necessary evils, if you would even want to call it that. There's no other way to do it.
Yeah.
It's either you remain soft in whatever aspects, or you fucking put your head in the dirt and move.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. There's just those are the two options. And what's even funnier is Joe Rogan was talking to David Goggins, and he was saying what's interesting is I love people that are willing to do that.
Right.
That are willing to go through that. And a lot of people, unfortunately, like David, have to go through just very, very bad times.
True.
David Goggins' childhood was all the way fucked up. It was bad. And now I've listened to him enough that I'm going to go read his 2 books.
Okay.
I
got one of his on my list too.
Like, when he talks about like him and his mom getting their ass whooped together by his father, like they're going through that together, getting their ass whooped by this big ass dude. His life was all the way fucked up. And it seems to be no other way to go through it. But what Joe was remarking on is a lot of people just have to go through fucked up times and they come out super, super strong. Yeah. Like a lot of UFC fighters he sees a lot of the best ones come from terrible places.
Yeah.
Terrible famine and war and disease. And they just made it out somehow.
They really had to fight their way out.
Really had to fight the way out their neighborhood. Yeah.
You gotta fight your way out.
And that's real though.
Yeah, no, it is.
But it builds something in you that you don't get any other way.
Yeah.
And what he said was, you very rarely meet people that had it good and choose to go find the darkness.
Yeah.
Had it good, had money, had resources, had love, had all that stuff, but they're just still like, nah, this ain't it. Like, nah, this ain't quite it. Where's the darkness at?
There's a couple, and they end up crazy too.
Where's the darkness?
Like Kobe.
Like, I need to go find that.
That's why Kobe's a true psychopath, because his dad was in the NBA. His family was good. He was straight. He still went into these dark modes.
Well, a lot of the time they talked about that too. A lot of times they'll say that because you have to go find it. Some people, if you come from, just good stock, good money, you look up and you have nothing to really go towards because your dad is just, he's superstar.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to beat him? Like, what am I supposed to do? So like, I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna rest on his laurels and I'm gonna just chill. But then you have that thing that's missing inside because you haven't worked for your own thing. So yeah, you got money, you got whatever, but that's not enough for humans.
No.
You have to get after something. And when you don't, you find yourself depressed. That's why a lot of people are depressed.
They don't have a meaning. They just can't figure it out. Yeah.
There's nothing meaningful going on.
Yeah.
I just got a text message from one of my brothers. And again, I don't really talk to none of these people too much, but one of my brothers, and he sent me a screenshot from my brother that he's estranged. Like, he's the one from my mom that like I didn't grow up with really. I got to see him when I was much younger, but then later on we'd split up. And so for him to even be reaching out is I couldn't tell you the last time I talked to him. I couldn't tell you. It had to have been 8 years ago, 9 years ago. I don't know. But he's trying to reach out now. Now, he tried to call me. I didn't know his fucking phone number because I don't have his phone number. Yeah. And then my brother Julian sent me a screenshot. And it was like my eldest brother asking, hey, do you have LL's number? LL is me. Little Lonnie is what they used to call me. So, do you have LL's number? And he was like, send it to him. And then the next text message that came from my eldest brother was like, oh, I guess he doesn't like me. Understandable. That he called my number, but like, it's just a 202. Like, nigga, I don't know your number. It didn't come up as your name, right? So
I didn't pick up and say, nigga, fuck you.
Yeah, because I would never do that.
Yeah.
So now that I know it's him, I'm going to contact him. Yeah. But like, nigga, that was a foolish statement. But the text that my brother that I grew up with sent back to him was, yeah, he rarely responds to me either with like the shoulder shrugging emoji.
Yeah.
And I sent a text message back to him and was like, oh, well, because then he sent me that screenshot in my sibling chat with him and my little sister. Yeah. It was like, hey, Earl, stop being a dickhead or stop being an asshole or something like that. LOL at the end of it, though. So then I texted him back as if there wasn't truth in this. But either way, I texted him back and I said, well, first of all, that was a foolish statement from the other brother because I don't fucking know his number, so I didn't know it was him. But I will definitely contact him now that I know it was him. And secondly, as I told you on the last pod that we did, I was like, I'm here and ready and available for any real conversations at any point in time. But people have to understand that I'm not with the surface like people aren't with the deep. And we have to grant each other that grace.
Bar.
I'm not with the surface like people aren't with the deep. So it's like, I was like, so that's fine. I was like, but I'm always here. Yeah. I'm always ready.
Yeah.
I was like, I just be out the way of all that other shit. Like
I'm always here.
I'm always here. I'm just out the way of all that. Like, you want me to respond to your memes and stuff that you send in the chat. Like I'm just usually when I see memes and like links and stuff, like my mind kind of clicks off. Like I don't click all those. I don't tap into all of those. It's just I'm just not interested in it. So I was just like, I don't respond to that, but it's never like you're trying to hit me and have a conversation. Yeah. Anyone that knows me,
I'm not gonna ignore no conversation.
Anyone that knows me knows.
Right.
Hit me. The fuck is you talking about?
Hit me.
The fuck is you talking about? Nigga, hit me. We can what's up?
Talk all day.
What's up? What you want to do?
We talk all day.
Have you heard my podcast?
Yeah.
The answer is no. And so that's why you don't fucking. I'm on episode 151. Get hip, nigga. Yes, I will have a conversation. You just not willing to have the conversation that I'm willing to have. You just want to talk about the bullshit. So I'm not worried about that. But either way, when that bond, when that getting it out the mud ain't there,
True.
it's just surface. It's just surface.
That's true.
So when you building stuff with other people, it's like you slowly start to build a family outside the family. And it's like, it's because we over here doing it, getting it.
Out the mud.
Like out here having people crying in conversations, trying to figure out what's going on. Why are you treating this person like this person? Why are you pushing me like this? Like real conversations.
Yeah.
We don't have those. So yeah, of course our shit gonna be frail.
It's gonna be different.
It's gonna be frail.
Yeah.
It's just frail.
It's not built. It's not built deep down in the mud.
It's not. The roots don't go down as far.
That shit just
It's right there.
Stop right down the concrete.
It's just sat right there.
It ain't even bolted down. It's like Jenga blocks. Just yeah.
Wind blow that shit over. It's right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that. But I'm willing to have the conversations for whoever may be listening.
Run it.
Is there anything else that we need to talk about today? Is there anything else that?
Let me think. I think we hit them all.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think we hit them all.
I got a couple really good. Again, I'm gonna finish this Addie LaRue book.
Yeah, how far are you?
Like this week, I'll just.
That's a book.
Just
book.
It's
a book.
so good.
It's a book. I can see it. You're near the end.
Yeah, things are going too well. So a conflict's about to have to really happen.
Yeah.
Because she's running around with Henry having a little too much fun at this point.
Oh, yeah.
They're having way too much fun. So something's got to happen.
Okay.
But so I'm on page 323 of like 430 or something. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty much like 100 pages away. So yeah, it's getting there. And then I got this other book called Illusions. Illusions, The Adventures of a Reluctant Messiah.
Okay.
I don't even know how to, let's see. Richard Box. First new book since Jonathan Siegel. I don't know anything about any of these people, but a friend gave this to me.
All right.
Is a lighthearted mystical adventure story about two barnstorming vagabonds, I think you pronounce it, who meet in the fields of Midwest America because each is doing what he really wants to do. If that sounds like where Jonathan left off, it could be true.
Oh, shit.
The connection is only that Illusions reflects what has been going on in the author's head since the phenomenal success that changed his life. Yeah,
I just had so many options.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. First new book since Jonathan Siegel is a lighthearted mystical. So was I supposed to read that?
Yeah, I must
one?
say there's a book
For Bach, Jonathan is a nonfiction book. The ideas behind the words are simply ones that work in everyday life. Find what we want, what we most want to do it, no matter what. And in the doing, be guaranteed a very difficult and a very happy lifetime. What do you know?
So
Everything that we've been talking about is that if you truly want to be happy, truly happy, it's going to be difficult. You just can't do it just being happy all the time and like shit just being easy.
Yeah.
You gotta grind. Like you have to get into it.
all right.
In whatever way that means, you have to work hard. Yeah, you can't just lay down.
It's funny because that's something that's made me think of this guy at the job I'm on right now. He's like one of the happiest guys that's there. Time you see him, got a high voice. He looks like an older version of RJ almost. Every time you see him, hey, what's going on now? All right. He's just happy. But just found out that in September, at the last company he was with, he wrapped a big ass piece of copper around his hands and beat the shit out of somebody.
Damn.
Beat the nigga like bloody. Police were looking for him. Yeah.
Wrapped his hand with copper wire. That's very resourceful of him.
And I was like, nah, he different. I was like, yeah, I get it now. Anybody that's that damn happy and can do that, like those two actions come. I was like, yeah, that's somebody that's different.
That's very resourceful.
You don't want to,
Yikes.
Yeah, you don't just think of that.
No.
That's already been in the brain.
Yeah, for sure. He thought that one through.
Yeah,
he was like, the next time this motherfucker
he's probably like
talks
60
to me.
years old. Like he's an older man. Yeah, older guy. Hey, what's going on now? All right, let's get it done. And he's always happy, always smiling.
Yeah, man. I got a text message from a friend too that was actually it was the same friend that gave me this book.
Yeah.
And said something like, I'm happier for knowing you. This was like right before you came in the door.
Oh,
it was like, I'm happy for knowing you. Like, I really appreciate the openness and like honesty or something that you've given me. I think it was what it was, like openness and honesty. And I'm like, honesty and it was openness and time, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's great coming from you specifically because she's not a person that wastes her words. Like when she says shit, she fucking means it.
Right.
And I was like, and that's really all I have to give anyway. So I'm glad that you like those things. My time and my openness is really all I got. But honesty, I really do enjoy that I'm someone that people know if they choose to have me in their life and I choose them to be in my life, that like they're gonna get the real from me.
All right. I'll
Like,
let them know.
you know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm not gonna bullshit with you, and just whisper a bunch of sweet nothings to you. Like it's not
Sweet nothing.
Yeah, like it's not gonna happen. Like I'm not just going to tell you all the things that you want to hear.
Especially if you know they're gonna receive it.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, it is. And that is also interesting too, because this person in particular had a bad track record dating because she always found herself trying to like change and mold them because she would see potential in them. So she would try to like,
Take on the project.
accelerate their
project.
growth, but they never asked for that.
Okay.
It's different when you have friends around and they're like, nah, let me know. Like,
Right.
I'm cool. Like, I'm cool with knowing. I'm cool with truth. Like, if some shit seems fucked up to you, let me know.
Yeah.
And, like, it's cool.
Right.
Like, I'll take it. Maybe I won't be happy about it in a moment.
They
But
want it to be who they were.
exactly. So, I really enjoy that about myself, and I enjoy that about other people. I think that it's so fucking necessary to surround yourself with people like that, because otherwise you're just gonna be lost in the wind. People gonna be shooting rainbows up your butt. You're not gonna know shit from shit.
Yeah.
Those are my last words.
Get it.
Episode 151. Peace, everybody. Peace. Thank you, guys. Thank you. That was another good one.
Oh yeah.